I'm in Salad, and I saw the Twilight Zone episode 14. It is directed by Richard L. Baird, teleplay by Rod Serling, and it's based on Third from the Sun by Richard Matheson. If you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts with following Sturka. I like this beginning shot. It's just showing the plan, but it's showing the fence, right? And the fence has a thing that says no smoking beyond this point. And we see Sturka is leaving the line. A bunch of people are leaving this line, and then immediately when he leaves the fence is to have a little bit of smoke, establishing this guy's character already. And then a guy comes up to him, starts talking to him. Hey, I heard that a life is going to end in 48 hours. He didn't say it exactly as blatant as I did, but he said it in more of a, in a way where every sentence that he says, it unveils more, but also leaves more questions at the same time. I'm thinking while I'm watching this conversation happen in front of me, I'm just thinking, oh man, I hope something bad isn't going to happen in 48 hours. Maybe is there going to be an alien invasion? That was my first thought. Maybe aliens. But something terrible is happening. And then when Sturka goes home, he goes to his house. His wife notices. His daughter Jody notices something is up. Apparently, people are talking about something is up in the air. They can just feel it. And something is in the air. And so as soon as she said that, I was just thinking, oh, there must be some sort of alien still, or some sort of mutually assured destruction. But the way that he describes his job, when Jody asks him about his job, he's like, oh, for each part of this bomb, it's like 1,000 parts, and each part is 50 or 60 people have to work on it, so maybe I'm not as responsible as I think I am. I'm just, dude, you're coping. I'm just thinking, this guy is big cope. This guy has big cope energy. I love it. I'm a big fan. I want to see him cope further, try to convince his family to come with him, which they do agree to because they don't want to die. I do like the eve of tomorrow. Right, in the narration, the eve of tomorrow. This is the eve of tomorrow. Also, I should mention, just kind of skipping forward now that I'm thinking about the eve of tomorrow. The end says this is the eve of the beginning. And I'm just like, yes! I love that phrase, but I'll explain a little bit more what that means later in this review. We got plans to leave. We gotta go to the spaceship. Oh yeah, there's a spaceship. His friend Jerry works at a spaceship, and they've been bribing people. They've been paying off people to have this spaceship clear. Okay, first of all, I'm curious if they're bribing the people to keep the spaceship clear. That makes me wonder if the people who they've bribed have had the thought of wonder why they're going to space. Because they could be going to space for either like casual reasons, or they're not understanding what's happening until it's like too late and they're already on the ship. And they're like, oh man, they had the big brain idea to steal the ship before the place blew up. Also, there's this guy. His name's Carling. I totally forgot to mention at the very beginning, when we have Sturka is smoking a cigarette and the guy comes up to him and starting to talk to him. He's the guy that warns, is like, hey, this is going to be 48 hours. 48 hours! Something is happening. Maybe sooner. And then, of course, Sturka has to show his opinion, say his words out loud, and then Carling be like, hey, you watch it. I thought that was a threat. I was wondering, maybe there's people listening. Maybe there's a bunch of spies everywhere. Maybe we're supposed to keep quiet about this bomb thing about to happen. I'm just curious. Also, I do like how Sturka goes to talk to Jerry in this kind of an office place. It seems to be some sort of basement that they're in. But I gotta fix the watch. Oh, turn on the watch machine. And then we discuss our plans. But freaking Carling is there. Ah, dude, he's gonna mess everything up. So of course we have the fam. We have Jerry's fam. We're all packed up. We're about to leave. We're about to go to this place. And then Carling shows up. Hey, I know what you're about to do, essentially. I was just thinking, oh man, they have already established in the episode that someone is overhearing every word that they say. Okay? And then you decide to speak openly in your house, thinking it's safe, but someone's still listening. Clearly someone is, because Carling is here. And I'm thinking that Carling just overheard everything that they said. Overheard everything. And knows what the plan is. They're going to the gate. They leave early. They go to the gate. Who's there? Carling's there. Has a gun on them. Hey, go back now. Of course, there's 5 people in the car, and Carling gets tooketh. But then the military is alerted. Everyone's trying to get him while they go for the ship, and then they get on the ship. I like the fighting. They kick a couple people down, and then they get into the ship. And I was thinking at this point, oh boy, I'm about to see them take off. I'm about to see them struggle to take off, right? No, actually. Instead, they're already in space, and they're coming upon the planet. And here's the twist, okay? Twist. Remember when I said Eve of Tomorrow, and I also liked Eve of the Beginning? Remember when I said that earlier? Well, here's where that line is said, the second part of that line. Eve the Beginning. I liked that. But here's the twist. Here's the twist that I was not expecting. They go upon this planet. Oh, look at this. You see the star? It's real bright. They're still really far away from the planet, I guess. They see the star, and they're describing the planet, and it's the third from the sun, and there's a place called Earth. I thought these guys were on Earth the entire time, but they're not. They look like Earthlings. They look so human, but no, it's another planet. Oh boy, that ending, I was just thinking, oh man, I love that ending so much. It's such a twist. I was not expecting it at all whatsoever. Oh man, I'm a big fan. I'm such a big fan of this episode. You can probably tell by how much I've talked about it in depth. I love this episode. Oh man, I was not expecting the twist at all. The acting is so good. Just the subtle face acting, the eye acting, the gulping, licking your lips, like, show anxiety. Everyone in this is super anxious. And you know what adds to the anxiety? The Dutch angles. So many Dutch angles. Just all of the Dutch angles in the world until we get to the spaceship. I'm going to the spaceship. We don't have any Dutch angles in the spaceship. Or like once we encounter Earth, then the angle gets like flatter because we're at ease now. But up until then, it's all Dutch angles, baby. There's so much tension, so much stress. I feel stressed watching this episode, but I'm glad that they're safe. And so I gotta give this episode a solid. It's a solid 8.5 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want a fast track and movie review, you can for $20 deals on patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you like to help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree, find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, I'm in Sound Saw. I'll see you later, my sound crews on the bigger bits. I'm not wearing any shoes. I'm doing the no shoe dance.